Hi GCPC, it is Tuesday and we are in the 4th week of Lent. It is also halfway through Lent, which is really amazing, and also that things seem to be opening up in different ways. More people are getting vaccinated, which are causing people to want to make plans to figure out what this next season might look like, and also aware that there are plenty of people who have yet to get a first dose even, and what that means for us to have a collective health. I'm also aware of just outside my door, watching as the ground becomes fresh with new greenery that I've never seen before since we are in a new home. And I also am aware of how much I miss hugs. I am so extroverted and tactile, and hugging is one of my love languages. There are people who just know that about me, know that I'm gonna need a hug. And some are very kind to deal with the hugs, even though they may not be a huggy person. And so a lot of this time in this season during quarantine has been about, how do I find that part of myself? How do I nurture that space that needs hugs, that is used to giving others hugs? There's nothing better than when a kid runs up to you and gives you this huge hug, and you just feel the excitement that they have when they see you. And I keep joking with people that when this whole shelter in place and quarantine is over, they're just gonna have to deal with a lot of hugs from me. And then I read this poem that is in our devotional this week, and thought how beautiful it was to think of this different kind of holding. I also am mindful of Javier, our newest member of GCPC, and our ability to see him on camera on Sunday with his parents. So if you will listen to this poem from the 4th week of Lent from our Sanctified Art siblings, called Again and Again, God Loves First is the section. And this poem by the Reverend Sarah R. is called Hold. If you hold a newborn in your arms, at once you will understand the crook of your elbow and the cup of the palm of your hand as never before. Ordinary curves of the body transformed into a resting place. You were designed for love. And if you're lucky enough to hold a newborn in your arms, and that newborn curls its tiny fingers around yours, making your hands look like the hands of a giant, then time might stand still. And those around you might point and say, look, that little one is holding you back. And in that moment, you will catch a glimpse of the circle of love that was meant to be. God is love, our resting place. And with small hands, we hold back. Friends, I pray that you will sense God holding you in the crook of God's arm, holding you and cupping you close in those times that you feel like there's just too much going on, that you can't sort out all the things that are happening, some too fast and some way too slow. As you envision what the next months and year will look like, that there's time for all of it, that God is abundant. And just as we had to figure out what it was to be in this quarantine, we will have to figure out how it is life will look like after. But in the meantime, until we can hug each other, and even when we can hug each other, remember, we have this humongous hand to hold in God. We can wrap our fingers around God's hand and hold on tight.